Yes.
He gave DeNofa way too much room, so unfortunately it was over right from the jump. Here we go. We are looking at ODI BAKCHIS and James Deane. This should be a fun one. ODI BAKCHIS, field suspension, S15, James Deane in that Ford Mustang. You know, James Deane has made such an impact here, not only in drifting, but in Formula Drift. He comes over here, you know, his previous S15, 2017, 18, and 19, 2JZ S15. Von Gitt Jr. calls him, says, hey man, we got a car for you. Get on over here. We got a third car.
Hey, we made a right-hand drive Mustang for you.
Yeah, and I think that's just such a good compliment. One to James' driving prowess, and two to Von Gitt Jr. knowing how to pick him. You know, obviously says, hey, there's an opportunity. Why is one of the best drifters in the world, you know, staying over in Europe? Bring him to FD, the premier international drifting sanction body. Put him behind the wheel of the Ford Mustang, the RTR Ford Mustang. He's building that brand. The all-new 2024 Ford Mustang RTR Spec 2 just dropped on Wednesday. I had the opportunity to host that. Saw Cletus McFarland out there and the 4 RTR pilots. Vaughn was out there. He went home on Thursday, so he's not even here in the building. He's watching at home. He's cheering on him and Gunner and Abby and his other son, space on her name right now, but he's cheering them on, and they are parting it on. And there it is, DeNofa. There's a handsome Rob cheering him on. There's Dan saying, hey, good job, bud. You did it. So DeNofa moves on, but guess what? We could see DeNofa and Deane in the Great 8 if James Deane wins here.
Hey, this is kind of cool to see, though, because ODI has a couple of cars that's under his wing. JR has a couple of cars under his wings. And
yep.
All these veteran drivers are starting to spread and make their own team and create a team and start to, you know, bring in a lot of drivers. And that's actually really good for the sport. That's something
Absolutely.
that we've never really seen previously.
I think that's just a progression. We've seen it in IndyCar, NASCAR, and other forms of motorsports. And, you know, developmental, if it's pro spec, and then obviously with pro, expanding your team. You know, if you got one race truck, you bring another race car. Here we go. Big sparks flying out the back of James Deane's Ford Mustang. ODI BAKCHIS leading that field suspension, GT radial, pedal commander, Enios, oil, S15. More sparks being thrown by James Deane. Whoa, look at that. The Irish driver hit the three-wheel motion, pulling that thing up, but ODI BAKCHIS continues on with James Deane in that rear-view mirror, the side mirror. Look at that, they could high-five, considering James Deane on the right-hand side, ODI's on the left. Practically could high-five him. They're gonna do a thumb war mid-battle there.
That would be sweet to see, but let's go ahead and check out this run. From early on, James Deane does apply pressure on the bank. He does run a slightly smaller line, shallower line on the bank, but does not give ODI any space proximity-wise. Very close throughout the run, but as you can see the rear bumper alignment there, he's not as outside on the outside line as ODI is, so now we're gonna have to see how well they do when they switch places. But overall proximity, great job. ODI in the lead position, great job, and this is just exciting to see, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen when they switch places.
Yeah, I think James could definitely tighten it up, you know, just tidy it up. You know, smooth out the corners, round the edge, sand it down. You know, it's kind of, you're prepping a car. You gotta knock down that Bondo. You gotta knock down that filler. You gotta just prep the car. So I think you just gotta refine a little bit more. And ODI, I'll tell you what, right now, he's gonna have a lot of confidence on his side. He knows who he's going against, 3-time champion. ODI, the championship has escaped him a couple times. I think that ODI, he's one of the best chase drivers in the Formula Drift grid. He's really going to push. He has so much history behind the wheel of an LS supercharged S chassis.
And he
Watch
knows
this.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't have to hold back either, because leading it was James Deane, and James Deane obviously does a great job in the lead position as well. So I think ODI knows what to do, and James Deane knows what to do.
Ron Ball knows what to do. Tune into Formula Drift. That's right. Shout out to 777 Style. All right, we're checking the log here. Just taking a look. Oh, they're hiding the data. You know, just taking a look at the specs, what's going on in the car. What are they doing, Robbie? What do you think they're assessing?
It's not a game for sure, but I'm pretty sure they're going through the system to make sure that the car is functioning correctly, and everything that's in the motor, the ECU, everything that controls it, make sure there's no errors there. Probably getting ready for the next battle. If they see any glimpse of, I don't know, something wrong with it, the tuner should be able to see. Yeah, they'll be able to see anything that's weird, a hiccup, and pretty sure that they're just double checking everything. We've came so far in drifting that there's teams like this, and there's so much support behind the teams. And you got to, realize it is the drivers that are driving it, but the teams are supporting the drivers.
Also, keep in mind, Chelsea Nova went hard into the wall. It was down to the minute,
Yes, it was.
32-16. So here we go. James Deane's leading AutoZone. RTR Spec 5FD, and there goes OD BAKCHIS. I told you, one of the best chase drivers, so comfortable behind the wheel of the S chassis. Wheel to wheel, tire to tire. Oh, buddy. I'll tell you what, I think they went tire to tire.
Ooh.
And OD might have gotten too aggressive. Let's take a look at it. I mean, that's at first glance. He knows he needed to throw down, but was that too much? And when you go tire to tire, you can't counter. So as a chase car, you need to allow the lead car that grace, and you don't impede in their way.
Yeah, so
Take a
if
look.
there was a contact in front tires, it almost works as a brake.
Also, take a look at the G.
Right there,
Excel. James does tap.
Ooh. Now that's going to be something hard. I'm going to have to look into
Yeah,
that.
I'll let you lay
yeah.
out. But you look at the instant replay. You see him tapping the brakes, which would love to throw up the Excel decel zone. You see how maxed out that angle is on the Ford Mustang. So here we go. So here goes James. You see Odie being aggressive. He takes some angle out of it. He straightens up. So now is a great opportunity. All right, so good opportunity here to explain those lights on the windshield. We've instituted them this year. It's brand new for this year. It's an aid exactly for this instance. So green, positive G. This isn't attached to the brakes or the gas pedal. This is G. Imagine a string or like, a weight in the middle of the car. G's, woof, it's going backwards. You got positive G's, you're going forward. Negative, you're slowing down, right? So that pendulum is gonna swing forward. When you're neutral, it's hanging right in the middle. That's yellow. So when you're positive G's, your car's accelerating, right? When you get red, that means your attitude of the car is kind of diving down. So take a look at the windshields. There are the G lights. So you can see, Odie. They're about the same right now. You see a little tap of the red, a little decel there. Neutral for Odie. James Deane, it's been green the whole time. So that's where accelerating. It never went yellow, never went neutral, and obviously never went red. You see yellow, you see neutral from Odie, and I think this is a great aid. We're not beholden to it, but a great aid for the judges. I'm, again, just the announcer, giving you some insight and giving you some edutainment here. You see Odie BAKCHIS in that chase position, tire to tire. You see Odie get out of angle, and I think just when you rock the car like that, Robbie, you're quickly over here. You talk to your other judges. Keep in mind, this is the second run.
Yes.
Odie led. Now he chases James, obviously lead and chase.
Yeah, so the other judges maybe made their decisions as well, but we were looking really closely to make sure that James Deane wasn't over-rotating already.
Yeah.
And looking at the course layout, it looks like he was maxed out on angle, but I'm not sure if he was over-rotating, and maybe that tap did hit before he even started to over-rotate as well.
Wow.
So we were looking carefully because we do have our own replay where we can control here.
Different perspectives, not just the one that the fans are seeing.
Yes, so taking all that in consideration, we're going to have to make a call now.
All right, slide him left for Odie or right for James Deane, and it looks like James Deane gets 1, 2, and 3 votes. So you're saying that James wasn't over-rotating? He was locked, but he wasn't going to spin.
He was getting really close to the outside zone 1 and the end of the outside zone 1, and it was a lot of angle, but it was natural for him to start to move his way down into the infield, going to the inside clip, and that's right when Odie did give contact with James Deane's front right, and I think Odie's front left gave contact. And at the beginning of the outside zone 1 as well, Odie looked like he was struggling to stay on the higher line, and he was kind of creeping down, and pretty much that's what we went with.
I think he got aggressive a little bit out of the gate there, and you saw him kind of dive in, and again,